Big updates coming on the test realms for Midnight. We also got some crazy news dropping. Blizzard dropping a gacha game for mounts. Yeah, believe it, it's happening. We got a cool stuff to talk about here, so let's just jump straight in. Today's testing for the Midnight pre-launch event or pre-patch event has been canceled. That's right. We were supposed to get testing for the pre-patch event, and it was broken before it could even launch. Yeah, so Blizzard decided to delay the thing until Friday, November 21st. So if you want to go in and test that thing, there will be test realms open where you'll be able to test this thing out starting at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're wondering what is the pre-launch event or the pre-patch event this year, it is the experience will begin with a quest for the Cult Within and Stormwind if you're Alliance or an Orgrimmar if you're Horde, and will eventually lead all players to the Twilight Highlands and the Eastern Kingdoms. The event in the Twilight Highlands has a rapid cadence and should appear in the event tracker, which you can view by opening your map and clicking on the Events tab that appears when the map is minimized. So there you go. It's going to be some kind of, invasion-style voidy event. Supposed to be testable as of November 17th when this post went live. No longer the case. It'll now be November 21st. Hopefully, it'll launch in not a broken format. Moving on from there, testing of Mythic Plus is beginning. That's right. So Mythic Plus testing has begun this week, which means you will be able to go, if you're on the beta realms, go in and test out Mythic Plus dungeons, at least the first couple ones that will enter the rotation for the Midnight expansion. You'll be able to talk to an NPC where you can customize your Mythic Keystones and go through and run the Pit of Sauron, or Sauron, that's what it looks like to me, Skyreach, Seat of the Triumvirate, and Algathar Academy. Now, yes, some of these dungeons we've ran before, but many, many changes have been put in these dungeons, whether it's increase in cast time so we can interrupt things more easily, less casts going off, or fewer mobs overall. You can read through these notes, but there are a ton of changes that have been implemented to make these things easier. And that's right, easier without add-ons, because you won't be running these with add-ons anymore. Also, when you're queuing up for these groups, you'll have to pick a mode or a way to do these things. So it's very interesting, but you'll have to choose a style of your party. Now, this is going to be mandatory, and the most interesting thing is there's a carry offer option. That's right, Blizzard jumping straight into the offer to carry market here. I guess they like it because of the WoW token. But anyways, you will be required to use this new feature. So we previously data mined this feature, talked about it, where you'll be able to choose what kind of group style you're going to run with. Well, this is a requirement. So people will have to choose between 4 different choices here. We have the learning choice for newer people newer to the game that haven't participated in selected content before. Relaxed mode, just here to have fun. This is an option for you. Competitive mode, looking to push as hard as you can in a selected content. And then carry offer mode. Simply put, you will be carried through the content by others who know what they're doing. This is what we like to call the King Julian mode. Is use your credit card. That's it. Basically, the credit card mode, or mommy and daddy's wallet mode. So yeah, carry offer is an option here, interestingly enough. Now, the one thing about these categories is you can't really filter through them just yet, which will be nice, I guess, if there's a positive or a silver lining here. Eventually, I'm assuming you'll be able to filter out the carry offers. So that should be the Sam mode. That's ridiculous. Unbelievable that you guys are saying shit like that. But really, what you're going to want to do probably is sit in competitive mode if you actually want to push a key. Everything else just seems like, are you really going to see Mythic Keystones in learning mode? I don't know. Relaxed mode, maybe. But being forced to choose a mode really does kind of change how I look at this feature, because originally I just thought it was going to be something that you could post and use it when and if you want. Now it's going to be something that's required. Sales and advertisements and Group Finder, obviously something that's been annoying for quite a while. If Blizzard does eventually allow us to filter these options out, having a carry offer will be a nice thing that we can filter out and no longer have to deal with all the sellers who are posting their shit online. So there you go. The new, what do they call this thing? The new play style options. Yeah, required for you going forward in Midnight. So there we go. Blessings of the Potency. So this is an interesting one here for the delvers out there. Greg of Accounting, pay attention. Everyone else who's out there running your delves all the time, pay attention to this one, because there's going to be some interesting buffs that you can get for your delves. So first of all, we have the Blessing of Potency. In delves, until you complete your next one, all of your stats are increased by 10%. So the whole until you complete your next one is interesting here. That means you equip this thing kind of like the map buff for your loot that we currently have, and Until you complete a delve, you'll have this buff. Also in here, this one is called the Blessing of Zeal. Until you complete your next one, your harmful spells and abilities have a chance to cause an explosion on impact, inflicting moderate fire damage split between nearby enemies. So this is some kind of AoE potion. What I'm wondering here is if this is going to work on the delve boss, right? The double question mark boss, because this will be an interesting one to have. Now, how we get these things, we're not exactly sure yet. Some people are guessing out there. Could be a daily or weekly reward. Could be a vendor item for your Delver's Journey progress. Could be a random consumable drop through Delves, or some kind of catch-up mechanic for people who are behind on Delves. We're not sure yet, but two interesting consumables here for Delves going forward, a way to buff yourself as you go through. Sounds like requirements in raids and mythics. It does remind me of the augmentation runes, yeah, so you can compare it to an augmentation rune, I guess, if you're going to be able to get them and always have them up. Obviously not required if you're soloing Delves. You can do whatever you want, but this will be a nice way to buff yourself, maybe, especially if you're a healer. Potentially, right? You're not going to have interrupts and stuff. Maybe this is a good way to kind of get your delves done if you're a healer or trying to run them as a healer. Okay, moving on to some interesting stuff with your real, cold, hard-earned cash. That's right. The Long Boy is back. $90, and you could have the most usable friendly mount in the game. Get yourself an auction house boy, get yourself a mailbox. I mean, yeah, it's a great mount. It was a great mount last time. Last time this thing went live, it was estimated that Blizzard made around $15 million in sales of the Long Boy. That's right. People want utility out of their mounts, and they're willing to pay for it. So $90 again. Nothing else comes with this mount as of right now. It is just you pay $90 and you get it. I believe this thing is, available until January 5th. So mommy and daddy give you a gift card for something on Christmas Day, hey, you can go get yourself a Long Boy if you want. The difference here and what's going on in China is absolutely mind-blowing. So in China, the Long Boy does in fact come with other things. It comes with 2,000 Traders Tender, along with several other options, including 2 customizable Mech Panthers for and a WoW first flying vendor mount. That's right, a vendor mount that flies. Now, those other mounts are actually Gacha style mounts, and you get an opportunity to get them. This package in total in China right now is equivalent to $125 US. Now, this whole goes deeper than you think. So right now in China, Blizzard is running a full-fledged Gacha style pay and you get a chance to win these mounts. There's some really cool mounts. We'll look at them because maybe one day they'll make them available here in the Americas and everywhere else. But for now, these are China-only mounts. So what these are is you spend money for a chance to get a treasure box that could give you potentially these mounts. So it is straight up, unapologetically a gacha game. This is a gacha-style game mode in China that's happening here. And here's one of the things they can win. They can win this mechanical prototype Panther, or the MK0. Really cool. Obviously, it gives off some goblin style, Undermine vibes. Really cool looking helm here on these things. The steel prototype Panther. Okay, this is another one that you can get here. Looks cool again. So this one has some lore behind it. It was the first Dark Portal orcs that came through. Were the first to see these sabers out in Azeroth and train them up. So here you go. You got some cool looking sabers. I guess with this is actually a badass mount that I would love to eventually get in the game, but you can't here. So there you go. Get it if you're in China. Get these things. This one is extra interesting. So this is the Obsidian Worldbreaker mount. We had this one in our countries here all over the world, but this one comes with 2 little drakes that fly beside you that work just like vendors, right? So you have a repair vendor, and what's the other one? A mailbox service. So this is a flying mount with a repair and a mailbox. There you go. That's extremely crazy. No, she's not beating me. Okay, my wife's not beating me. This is an extremely crazy mount. This is the first of its kind. We currently don't have any flying mounts in the game with vendors that fly beside them. This is really, really cool looking, and something that you certainly, if you're in China, again, spend your money. Maybe you get it, maybe you don't. It's a gacha game, so I don't know. So here are the conversion rates for how this thing's working in China. You can get yourself a treasure point by spending money, essentially 14 US cents. For this thing, every coin. You can get yourself 30 coins, 54 coins in packs here. 54 coins will give you 10 draws on these treasure boxes, and these are all the things you can win in the retail version of this. There is also a classic Mists of Pandaria box that you can open. This thing will give you different things as well. These two coins, these two treasure boxes cannot give you things for retail versus things for the Mists of Pandaria Classic. It has to be one or the other. So you have to get double coins if you want either both of these items or only one of these items. It's a crazy style, something that we could never really comprehend here in the Western side of the world. Really, what this goes to say is, hey, your feedback kind of matters. I mean, if we were willing to kind of eat shit to the extent that the Chinese players are, you best believe this shit would be happening to us. So that's pretty crazy. If you could pull hot transmogs or hot waifus, it's over. And look, China is clearly willing to participate in this kind of shit. It's very obvious that they're willing to spend real-life money for mounts, for all kinds of stuff. Their store is far more extensive than ours. And a gacha game on top of that, I mean, yeah, this is part of their gaming culture. They're willing to put up with it. Here on the western side of the world, we're not. And Blizzard knows that if they ever did something like this to us, there'd be pitchforks in the fucking streets. So that's why they don't do it. And that's why I guess you speak with your wallet, right? We speak with our wallet here, and we don't stand for shit like this. What we do stand for, though, is $90 Longboy mounts. So that's something we're still willing to pay for, and we do pay for. And you can pay for, once again, that's right. So it is available again until January 5th. If you want any of these items, I guess move to China and play some gacha. And for now, that is all in terms of news.